Hi everybody, my name is Kris Landis. I am the writer of Murder at Daybreak, coming this February 2nd, and these are some selections from my bookshelf. The very first one is this one, Neil Gaiman, American Gods. It is a book I discovered as kind of a middle teenager, 15, 16, right around when I was like, oh, maybe I can do this, maybe there's more to literature and writing than just the boring, stuffy books they make you read in school, and I discovered his work and him as a person right around that time, and it was very instrumental to my development as a young writer, and even to this day I took his MasterClass, and Murder at Daybreak was so much better for it. Another book that was really instrumental to me was this one, William Gibson, Pattern Recognition. A lot of people know William Gibson as a sci-fi writer, practically invented cyberpunk. He was there for the early steampunk stuff with Neuromancer is the biggest one. But this is a modern book from him. It is part of his Blue Ant trilogy, the first of his Blue Ant trilogy, and it's set in the real world in modern day, and it is just one of my favorite books. The plot, the scenes, the characters. I don't want to say too much because I want you to have the enjoyment of reading it, but if you've never read any of his more modern, non-sci-fi-ish stuff, you definitely need to grab Pattern Recognition. Michael Chabon, another more literary writer, one I discovered relatively late on, probably right around the same time I was writing Murder at Daybreak, actually. Michael Chabon's a fantastic writer. He's done stuff all over the spectrum. Calvert and Clay, more comic booky. Yiddish Policeman's Union, more of a detective story. This one, Wonder Boys, is my favorite of his. Shockingly enough, it's a book about writers writing novels and not being able to write novels. So he's just got this way with words, the way he puts it together, his sentences, the way he brings the story to life is something I really love, and I'm nowhere near his level, but this is on my first book, so we'll get it. This is another relatively new obsession of mine, The City We Became, by N.K. Jemisin. N.K. Jemisin is a spectacular writer who I had heard amazing things about. He's won Hugo Awards out the wazoo, but epic science fiction, or epic fantasy rather, not really my thing anymore. I got kind of burned out on it, so I never read any of her work. And then I saw this book was coming out last year. A lot of people were comparing it very favorably to Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, so I was like, alright, this sounds like it would be up my alley, and let me tell you, it blows Neverwhere out of the water, and that is not an easy thing to do, and it's not something I say lightly. She is a force of nature as a writer. Her story is immense and mind-blowing, and I cannot oversell this book enough. It's amazing, and not just for science fiction fans, not just for fantasy fans. Anybody can get something good out of this book. I'm going to go with this one next. This is The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. I'm a big fan of the old 1930s, 40s film noir era and the pulp detective stories that birthed them. This one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite books. Raymond Chandler, probably my favorite of the pulp authors. All of his books are really, really good. Goodbye, My Lovely, Farewell, My Lovely, The Long Goodbye, two other really great ones. This one, though, I think is like the platonic ideal of the film noir and of the pulp detective story. It's classic. It's classic for a reason, and definitely instrumental in shaping me. Also instrumental in shaping me as a much younger kid, middle school and younger. I was very, very obsessed with mythology. I think a lot of writers probably start off there, and that kind of led to being obsessed with kind of the classics. This is a translation of the Odyssey by Homer, but it's a very specific one because it's by Emily Wilson, and it is without a doubt the best translation of any of the classics I have ever come across. It is vibrant, it is powerful, it is absolutely fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about it. If you've ever been like, oh, maybe I should, go back and read some of those, the Homer, Iliad, Odyssey, whatnot, this is where you need to start because it is just very vibrant and not at all boring or stodgy, And the last, but far from least, I saved this to last because of the special place it played in Murder at Daybreak. This is True Crime Addict by James Renner. James Renner, reporter from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I met him at a book conference here when I was still debating whether or not I wanted to actually try to write this. I was debating between two stories, and he spent some time just chatting with me. I didn't have to, but he was just wanted to talk to a young writer, and he encouraged me to write the book, and autographed my copy of this that I had on hand. and he stayed in touch with me, and he's still in touch, and he's given me a lot of great advice, and he really helped shape Murder at Daybreak just by giving me that confidence boost, but also, and I've never told him this, so on the off chance he watches this will be a surprise to him, the voice of his books, particularly this book, really played into what I wanted the voice of my main character to have in the book. So stylistically, it was also a big part. I'm a big true crime guy. My book, Murder at Daybreak, is kind of in the style of true crime, even though it's a made-up mystery. I've been obsessed with true crime since as long as I can remember, since finding out about the Zodiac Killer and all those cool codes and craziness. Probably it's like a middle schooler, which is totally normal for a middle schooler, it's fine. But these are some selections from my bookshelf. I could have gone on a lot longer. I have a lot of books. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy Murder at Daybreak. It's coming out very soon, February 2nd, and it'll be available at all of your favorite retailers. So thank you and enjoy.